From MontanaSports.com, this is MTN Sports Extra.
Hello and welcome to a special edition of Sports Extra. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll take you on a journey across the Big Sky from small town schools to powerhouse programs. We're celebrating the very best in Montana high school basketball. This is Top of the Treasure State, a special look at the teams that rose above the rest to earn the title of state champions. We'll begin in Class B where the Missoula Loyola boys did something that hadn't been done in over 30 years. Here's MTN's Kyle Hansen.
The Loyola Rams made history a few weeks ago in their hometown of Missoula as Loyola defeated Lodgegrass for their third straight Class B state basketball title, the official coronation of a dynastic run for this Rams group.
We were all just super happy for one another. That's a big part of our motto as a team, is just being there for one another and doing it for one another. And actually, I thought it was pretty special to play Lodgegrass in the state championship. You know, they're the one that's held the three-peat, and we actually tied them. It's just been super special, and I haven't stopped thinking about it since.
Lodgegrass's three-peat came in the late 80s and early 90s. Since then, no team had replicated that feat in Class B until Loyola began planting the seeds of it 3 years ago. And they reaped what they sowed by capping it off in their hometown at Dahlberg Arena.
We didn't really feel no pressure. It was just the whole group of 13, 12 guys, all friends, that hang out every single night, all the time, do homework together, FaceTime each other, play video games together, everything we're doing together. So team bonding in the community has just been the same the entire year.
It's a vision head coach Scott Anderson had when he returned 4 years ago to lead the program once again. For him, his coaching philosophy with this group was simple.
They went to work even harder. I never had to coach. All I had to do was not screw it up, tell them I love them, and make sure I was making sure every kid was happy, and basically give them a good game plan and let them play.
For some, the latest championship and overall run still hasn't quite sunk in, but undoubtedly, the memories made will last a lifetime.
Probably the friendships, and then getting to know the fans, because a lot of them are alumni that came up to us after our game and they just say, hey, it's awesome to watch you guys play. You guys are something special. And it's really important to me, at least, that I get to meet them, even learn what they did in the past, because it's a really special program that we're a part of.
Reporting in Missoula, Kyle Hansen, MTN Sports.
Meanwhile, in Class C, two teams from Montana's Highline each wrapped up historic stretches of success with state championships. MTN's Will Charlton has more.
For the third consecutive year, the Saco Whitewater Hinsdale girls are once again the Class C state basketball champions. And while the Mavericks may no longer be on Class C's largest ever winning streak, they rallied together to complete the three-peat.
It meant a lot just because with what we lost, I feel like this state championship wasn't as, like the other two almost felt expected, though they weren't. And this one, I felt like we had to work for it. I mean, we worked for the other ones too, but closer games, and we just had to work a little harder for it.
We had some big roles to fill, and our underclassmen and our other teammates that really just stepped up in practice and took on the job like it was nothing. We worked together super hard in practice every day and came after it every game.
It's great. The past couple of years we've made it state, we've won state, but this year it's even more special for me because I was a big part of that and I got to be a part of that win.
Yeah, to do it 3 times in a row is unbelievable. I never would have dreamt it.
Shelby Labrie, Charlie McCauley, and Bailey McCauley were all big reasons for the Mavericks to cap off a three-peat. North Country finished the season 25-1 with the one loss coming to Scobie in its district championship game. A loss that broke what was then the largest winning streak in Class C history at 73 games. But that loss was what helped set the Mavericks up to once again finish #1, as head coach Amber Erickson said.
When you lose, and that night Scobie was better than us. They're a good team. Had they not beat us at districts, I don't know if we'd have beat them at divisionals. Like, we match up with them so well that at some point they were going to get us. And so I think that we just really took it to heart. We said, hey, they were better and we need to get better.
Congratulations to the North Country girls on another phenomenal season. North Country isn't the only familiar Class C champion, though.
We finally accomplished it. Something we've talked about for so long. Like, that was our biggest goal at the start of the year. We knew it wasn't going to be easy, but just all the hard work paid off in the end.
Felt a lot of things, you know. People got to experience it more. Winning a state championship. It's one of the greatest feelings in the world.
It's an amazing feeling. The adrenaline rush is amazing, and just to win with my boys, it means a lot.
It feels really great, you know. It's like an unreal feeling. not many people could do that, and we're just glad to do it, to go 52-0.
Twice as nice for Box Elder as the Bears boys basketball team once again capped off an undefeated season with a repeat Class C championship. Seniors Trayson Gillett, Tuari Stiff-Arm Rosette, Alex Fourcolors, and Drayden Anderson are all leaving behind quite the legacy, winning 52 straight basketball games, as well as going undefeated in six-man football this past season en route to that title. Head coach Jeremy McDonald said after almost stepping away following last season, it was a blessing to be able to finish the journey with those four seniors.
I can't say enough great things about them, what they've put in over the years. Just a great group of kids, special group of kids, and they made history.
And that special group of kids that McDonald mentioned all said that they had to go out on top to become the first ever boys group to go back-to-back in school history.
2 is really cool in my opinion, just winning back-to-back.
I'm just hoping to leave it and inspire the younger generation.
We worked hard, got a lot of people believe in us.
Go out with a bang, just leave it all on the court.
This is just a group that knows how to win. Congratulations to the Bears on a repeat title. Will Charlton, MTN Sports.
In Class Single A, Dillon capped off another remarkable season with back-to-back state titles. MTN's Luke Shelton has more from Beaverhead County.
Hey everyone, MTN's Luke Shelton down here at Beaverhead County High School. And outside of Butte, there is no town I spend more time in than Dillon. And my latest trip down here for a pretty cool deal. The Beaver boys claiming consecutive Class A basketball titles. After winning it all in Butte last season, Dillon set a pretty straightforward goal for itself heading into this campaign. Go do it again. And that's exactly what they did, dropping just one game this entire season en route to a win over Lockwood in the State A title game in Billings. For second-year head coach Jeff Edwards, it's been all about embracing the lofty expectations of this storied program.
When you go to bed at night, that's a pretty heavy burden, and so you need to make sure that you work your rear end off, that no stone is left unturned, and that at the end of the day that you have done everything in your willpower to help, the Dillon Beaver program continue its success.
Well, the Beavers now have their 12th title in program history, and while they came up one win short of a perfect season, a blowout loss to Butte High way back in December ultimately set them on a winning path.
We wouldn't have been the team that we were without the Butte High Bulldogs. They put it to us. We referred back to that Butte High game a whole lot.
I think we thought we were a little better than we were. It sent us a message for sure. We were like, oh, riding off the state championship, oh, we're 2-0, but we were able to take a much different mindset into conference play for sure.
And for Dillon seniors like Kyler England and Carter Kernow, there's now a pretty wide range of feelings.
It's meant a lot to me. I know it's meant a lot to us as a team to do it for the guy next to us.
It's a mix of emotions. My career's over, but we ended it on a high note. So I think it's a mix of happy and sad.
In Dillon, Luke Shelton, and
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by MontanaSports.com.
Well, Elvis Oldbowl is likely the most legendary Native American basketball player in the history of the Treasure State after leading Lodge Grass to 3 state titles. But as MTN's Alec Boffinger tells us, Oldbowl's daughter was the author of her own legendary moment at the state Single A tournament in Billings.
Coral Oldbowl has written another chapter in the family legacy. The Billings Central senior lifted the Rams to their second consecutive Class A girls state basketball title with a shot in the final seconds, potentially with a little help from above.
There's a reason the score was tied at 52. There was a lot of resemblance there. I think it's a surreal moment for her, and it's not going to be one that she forgets. So proud of her.
It was crazy to me, seeing posts after, and obviously my feed was flooded. I didn't realize it was tied at 52. That was insane. I think that's the most. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is.
The Rams did the repeat in style, going a perfect 24-0 with nearly every win coming by double digits. But when adversity struck in the title game, Central found a way through.
They never really got rattled. And as a coach, you look back on some things. You went in a similar way last year. But you look back and reflect, and it was never a concern of losing a game. And that just comes with practice and confidence in the girls and putting them in situations where they're uncomfortable. And it doesn't matter how you win, a win's a win. And in that type of fashion, in that stage, it's even more memorable that way. So.
The championship night was capped with members of the Crow Nation serenading Old Bull and fellow teammate Alyssa Peterson.
Those are the moments you dream about as a kid, especially going out on the note that I did go off of. That meant everything to me. That meant everything coming from my family, and I mean, it's the Metro, like, that's our home too, so it was nice.
Now when you hear the Old Bull name, it will summon memories from more than just the late, great Elvis. The Huntley Project girls finally got over the hump. The Red Devils topped Baker and Missoula nearly 2 weeks ago to win the program's first girls basketball title.
Semi-final win. The girls, I didn't think were as stoked as I thought they'd be, but they were driven, they were motivated and focused for the next night. So, and then afterwards, when we did win it, it was good. It was a good celebration. It was happiness and relief all the way around.
We just knew where we wanted to be, and we fell short the year before, so we just knew if we give it all we got, played with more structure, chances are we'd be back, so we just worked really hard in practice to try to get us ready for those game situations.
Project did so by dethroning the defending champs as the Red Devils met up the Spartans 5 times this year, winning the season series 3-2, including the divisional and state title games.
Yeah, it didn't really matter what team, but we figured it was going to be them, and they always give up a good fight, and they're fun to play.
That marks state championships in both volleyball and basketball this academic year. And the girls' track team, well, they won it all last spring.
Really good group of girls, as you know, from all the trophies and accolades that they're bringing home. And they're a good group in the classroom as well. They put the time in the classroom and in the weight room and on the gym, whatever sport it is. It's just a special time for the group of girls here right now.
It's been a banner run for the Red Devils. For MTN Sports, I'm Alec Boffinger.
Just ahead, we'll close with Class AA, featuring one team climbing back on top and another breaking through after knocking at the door. Stick around. Top of the Treasure State will return after the break.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by MontanaSports.com.
Bozeman was the site of potentially the best 2 championship games of the entire postseason, including an overtime classic and a down-to-the-wire crosstown showdown. MTN's Scott Breen caught up with the Skyview Falcons, your AA boys champions.
Hi, everybody. Scott Breen up at Billings Skyview, and this is the court where the Falcons roamed this season on the way to another boys state championship. They're still digesting it up here on the mighty hill and in no hurry to stop.
I'll go back and watch some of the clips from that game and just it will bring back that fun emotion of just winning that chip. So
swept at the hands of crosstown rival Billings West this regular season, here's how the Falcons answered every punch in the title game to win by a single basket, 48-46.
Kind of funny, my wife and I woke up the next morning and the first thing we did was grab some coffee, breakfast, and we sat on the couch and rewatched the game. And being able to enjoy it, watching it back, it's pretty awesome.
Bullock is sort of used to this championship feeling. Graduating from Skyview, he was a starter on Rocky's 2009 national championship team, an assistant for Skyview's first girls basketball title, and now this.
Listen, I'm blessed, with Rocky, and really I just got to spend the 1 year there. I transferred in for that, but that was great to do it as a player. It was great to be a part of Montague's staff with the girls, and none of this stuff happens if the players don't buy in, and so for them to buy in and to keep fighting and keep doing it, I'm just very blessed to have that success.
He's really a player coach. He's there for you on the court, he's there for you off the court.
An entire season and off-season full of work boiled down to this defensive stand with under 10 seconds left. Moments before in the huddle,
it was simple for me. I just said, listen, you got 1 stop away, 1 rebound away from being a state championship team.
All year, just our defensive principles. So, we huddled up and we said we just got to stay true to it one more time.
And they did. When Tayshawn hauled in this final rebound, he fired to a streaking Zakai Owens for the dunk. It was after the game's final horn, but the rim rattler still resonates.
And I saw him up there, so I just threw it up, and it was definitely an exclamation mark for the win.
Scott Breen, MTN Sports.
5 years ago, Gallatin High School opened its doors, and this season, the girls' basketball program brought home their first ever state title. And according to them, they're here to stay.
We are not in the infancy of our program anymore. We're developed, like we're a force to be reckoned with, and I think this is just a launching platform for next season. I fully expect to go back-to-back. I'm so proud of this team.
We have great players, but that isn't everything, and when great players can come together and play together and rely on each other, that's when you really see it come together in the end in a state championship.
Although the team only had one loss all season, they battled through adversity and meeting their standard every day, which prepared them for the overtime showdown to come on top against West.
I knew that we had to battle through and push through together if we wanted to win this game, and I feel like we had not a lot of close games in the season, but I feel like we just never gave up throughout the season.
We had a certain level of intensity that we brought to everything that we did this year. Obviously, it's in the conversation, but it was always at the back of the mind, and so we knew even after that loss to West midseason that we were going to have to bring it, and we did. I think every day after that, we just kept getting better and better.
It's already special to win a state title, but to do it in their hometown of Bozeman was an experience this team will cherish for a long time.
It was so special, being able to have my family be there, and then just kind of have the town of Bozeman be there, or just being able to have the crowd of everyone supporting us.
It was just so unique, and it was such a special experience, and I just felt really our community at Gallatin here is so special. Our administrators, our teachers, our coaches, our student body, and it just felt really great to be able to do it for them, to do it for each other, because I think Gallatin has something really special and really unique that not a lot of schools have.
In Bozeman, Grace Lawrence, MTN Sports.
When Top of the Treasure State returns, we've combed through the footage to select the best plays from each of the title games. Stay with us.
Welcome back to MTN Sports Extra, powered by MontanaSports.com.
The final buzzer has sounded, but the highlights live on. We're counting down the top plays from the Montana High School Basketball Championships, moments that defined a season and had fans on their feet across the Treasure State. Let's count them down in a state tournament edition of MTN Game Changers.
Let's start in Class B. Huntley Project in Baker in the girls' title game. Gatorade Player of the Year Paige Loafing with a crossover in the step back, and the Red Devils cruise to their first ever state championship. Loyola and Lodgegrass in the Class B boys final. Ray Johnston, two-time Gatorade Player of the Year, scores 17 straight in the first quarter. To ice the game early for the Rams, Johnston scores 31 points, and Loyola pulls off the three-peat. Let's jump to Class A. Billings Central and Dillon in the girls' final. Carl Oldbull with the no-look pass to Cameron Riker for the bucket, and the Rams go back-to-back. Dillon and Lockwood in the boys' title game. Kyler Engeland fouled and gets the tough shot to fall. He had 17 points, and the Beavers repeat as Class A state champs. Class C in Butte, North Country and Roy Winifred girls in a rematch of last year's title game. Senior Shelby Labrie reels off 5 straight points off a triple and a baseline floater to put her team up by double digits, and the Mavericks pull past Roy Winifred 53-47 to complete a three-peat. On the boys' side, Box Elder just unstoppable. Trayson Gillett with a fast break and the dunk. That set the tone for Box Elder in this tournament, and the Bears repeat as champs. They've now won 52 straight games. Let's go to Class AA in Bozeman. Gallatin and West girls in overtime. 30 seconds left. Jada Davis drives to the bucket. That gives the Raptors a 3-point lead, and Gallatin wins its first ever state title just 5 years after the school opened. And finally, West and Skyview in the boys' final. Bears miss the game-tying shot. Zakai Owens leaks out, and he'll throw it down as time expires. The basket didn't even count, but what an exclamation point for the Falcons. Congratulations to all of our state championship winners.
Well, that's all our time for Top of the Treasure State. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can relive all the best moments from the state championship basketball tournaments at MontanaSports.com. Have a wonderful weekend.